Let me get my magnifying glass. I'm trying to see. I'm looking for Jesus. Remember, we're trying to see Jesus all throughout this Lenten season. See, these coins remind me of today's story. You see, some of these coins are just what I need, and others don't work at all, like this coin from another country or this Chuck E. Cheese token. Today's story takes us to the temple courts where people were changing money, and it made Jesus mad. You see, Jesus was going to Jerusalem for the Passover. When he got to the temple courts, he found people selling cattle and sheep and doves. Other people were sitting at tables exchanging money. When Jesus saw this, he was angry, and he turned over the money changers' tables and he drove out all of the animals from the temple. In this story, we might think that Jesus just lost his temper and got into a rage, but that isn't what happened at all. Jesus did get angry, but he knew exactly what he was doing the whole time. Two specific things made Jesus so upset about this situation that he went into action. The first thing was that the temple had been divided into sections for different types of worshipers. The Jews got the best section, and the foreigners got the section furthest out from the altar. Imagine if we had different parts of our sanctuary for different kinds of worshipers. The temple leaders had allowed the sellers to come and set their booths up in the foreigner section, which would have made it pretty challenging to pray in peace. The second thing was that the money changers declared that they were only going to accept a certain type of coin there at the temple. So in order for people to make an offering, they would have to change their money into this certain type. And then these money changers would be happy to do that for you for a small fee. When people asked him what made him think that he could do such a thing, Jesus said, "Tear down the temple and I will rebuild it in 3 days." But they didn't really understand because it had taken 46 years to build this temple. But as was common with Jesus' stories, he had another meaning for what he was saying. Yes, he wanted to change the way that the money changers and the sellers did things in the temple, but he was also talking about changing the whole temple system. He was talking about himself, that he would become the sacrifice. Even though he was going to be killed, he would be raised from the dead and would come back to life on the third day. And in doing so, he would change the need for sacrifices for all time to come. So today, we see Jesus' sacrifice. He came and he cleaned up the temple, which might lead us to consider some ways or areas in our own lives that we need to clean up to be more pleasing to Jesus. Lent gives us opportunities to really examine ourselves and to practice intentionally following Jesus' way rather than our own way. So this week, look closely at yourself. Examine your life and the ways that Jesus may be asking you to sacrifice for others or to clean up your own heart, mind, or actions so that you can become more like Christ. Take a look.